My main things I've been focusing on was my shooting and ball handling, but I also been working on my overall game. So just getting better as a player, on and off the court. I've been working on it getting better over the summer.
Kind of with the off season, obviously it's been kind of crazy. I guess how have you kind of seen the team kind of come together in terms of just the chemistry and just being able to kind of be around each other and kind of get used to each other and kind of the roles and stuff?
Um, I feel like our relationship we get closer with each other. Like we would ask each other to go out to eat or do we want to go bowling, and we would just vibe in our house and play the game with each other. And I feel like this just bring us more closer together, and also with our retreat, that just everyone opening up and sharing their thoughts and things that they haven't told anyone. I feel like we got closer and we bonded more because of that.
Last one for me because I know there's other people that have questions. You were a freshman last year. You obviously have a big freshman class this year. What have you seen from them that's kind of made you feel like, okay, these guys are going to make an impact the first day the regular season starts?
They're always working. They're always in the gym. They always been coachable. Always ask questions, and they just always want to work. And I see a lot. They're gonna be really good.
Collier?
Yeah, Terrence, you mentioned wanting to get better at the three. Is there anything you've been working on in particular, or a person that you've been working with to try to improve that shot?
Um, well, last year, Casey Perrin, our GA, now he's our coach. He helped me get my shot up, like the mechanics of my shot, and he's just been telling me. He would always send me videos of high elbow and just reps. I get reps from my trainer at home. Um, just reps, and I feel really comfortable in my shot right now.
How comfortable are you with your bowling game? Who's the best bowler of the group?
Um, uh, I think Mac McClung. I think he's the best bowler. Mac or Kyler. It's between those two. I'm not really that good in bowling, but I'm gonna try. I'll try. I might get a win here and there.
Ryan?
Hey TJ, you got a nice shout out from Coach Mark Adams over the summer on Twitter. He said you can be an all-conference player if you will improve on defense. How have you been working on your defense over the summer?
Um, I mean, me and Adams, we always had a good relationship, and I told him to coach me as hard as he can, and he's been doing that. And I will always ask him or give him ideas of defense, and I I just try to be the best defender on the floor, and try and I just man, I just try to do whatever I can to get us stops and steals to lead to fast breaks and help us win.
Nathan?
Yeah, it might be kind of early because all you guys are doing is practicing against each other. But how is this team different from last year's team?
Uh, um, I would say everyone uh, everyone is more like everyone is more bought in right now. Early on, last year it took a little longer for people to buy in, but I feel like we all bought in a bit early, and we've been listening to coach and what he had to tell us, and just following his footsteps. And I feel like we're gonna be really good this year.
And last year you were the freshman coming in, learning the ropes and everything. You got a bunch of new guys coming in. How have you kind of helped the new guys get more acquainted with the system, the campus, the town, that kind of thing?
Um, if they ask me a question, I like tell them or help them out. Um, but like I said, we're always like together. So whatever we're doing, like they'll be right along with me, or I'll be with them, and if I don't know something, they'll tell me. But like with plays and stuff, like they're getting it down pretty fast, and like I haven't really needed to like help anyone out like that with anything.
Joe, do you have anything?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Hey, Terrence, officially you're listed at 6'6", but some of us think you're a little bit taller than that, or maybe it's 6'8" or something. So could you just kind of set the record straight and tell us exactly how tall you are?
I'm about 6'7". I'm definitely not 6'8" though. 6'6", 6'7". That's about right.
Is that it, Joe?
Yes, that's it.
All right. Carlos, back to you.
Terrence, kind of going back to the freshmen, if you had to kind of go back and tell yourself something last year when you were a freshman that you kind of learned throughout the year, what would you go back and tell yourself, and what would you kind of tell some of the freshmen this year to maybe help them kind of progress a little bit quicker?
What I would tell myself is what Beard tells us all the time, and to run your own race. Just be patient and stay the course. Don't get too high, don't get too low, and stay consistent. If you have a routine, stick with that, no matter what's going on. If you do good during this routine and then you switch it up, and then you do good with that, just have the same routine, stick with that, and you'll be fine.
Spoke with Marcus last week. What have you seen from him, or what has he kind of taught you, kind of being that lone senior, or have you kind of helped him a little bit, kind of assimilate into this team as well?
What I got from Marcus so far, one is how to be a good leader, what a leader should be like. Another thing I got from Marcus is like being out your comfort zone. Marcus, like he's new here, and he accepted the role to be the leader on the team. And he's just thriving at it. He's never been in a bad mood. He's always positive, and he's always working. He's working on his shooting, his post moves. He's a hard worker. So, but those are the two main things I got from him: being a leader, and just working out his comfort zone.
Last one from me. I know you guys released your schedule today. What's it like after all the adversity of the off season and kind of just workouts and everything, and how everything's gone to finally know that November 25th you all will be playing a basketball game?
I'm just excited and happy that we're able to have a season this year, and I get to be out there with my team. When we're on the floor, we always saying we can't wait to play another team because we've been playing against each other for so long. But yeah, I'm just happy that we're able to have a season, and I get to go to war with my guys.
Let's go to Billy.
Hey TJ, kind of piggybacking off of what Carlos said with us talking to Marcus last week. He said he wasn't focused too much on the award that he got in preseason. He's more focused on the team winning a Big 12 championship, winning a national championship. Is that the same thing, same ideology you agree with you getting on the watch list for the Julius Erving Award?
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's the same exact thing. I'm honored to be on that list. It's a lot of great players in college and the NCAA, and Dr. J, he was one of the greatest players. He's one of the greatest players to ever play the game, and to be mentioned in that award list, the watch list, I'm really happy and thankful for that. But yeah, it's the same. I'm really not here to get the individual award. I'm here to win with my team.
Yeah, we've known that for a long time, Carlos. We just, I know some of that breaks before you guys get it, but I can't comment to you guys until contracts are signed. And some of these media guys kind of grab things and they leak it and they kind of publish it when it's not 100% accurate, which I, respect those guys' jobs too. But literally the schedule was confirmed 2 minutes before Wes put it out on our website. We were just waiting on contracts. In terms of our players, I mean, we told them way back in that day where the NCAA said we could start on the 25th and we could play 27 games. So I can't comment on what our players think. You'd have to ask them. But we've known, for a month now we got a 27-game season.
So from your perspective with those games, I guess, what do you feel you all have accomplished with this non-conference schedule to prepare you for the Big 12?
Well, I mean, every year our non-conference schedule has one objective, put yourself in the best position to become the best team you can, to prepare you for conference, to give you an NCAA tournament resume. So it's that balance between home games, neutral games, road games. This year, kind of throw all that out the window to me. I mean, the number one objective by far was to try to get reliable games geographically, where teams are going to be able to bus here and not rely on airplanes, where we're going to have time to regroup. This team can't play on Tuesday, maybe we can play on Wednesday. I mean, I think the idea of being flexible is, in my opinion, the most important thing in this year's schedule. So with that in mind, we picked, coaches that we have relationships with. We picked schools that geographically can get here. The exceptions on those would be the two BCS games. St. John's is a Big 12 Big East Challenge game, and Texas Tech at LSU is a Big 12 SEC Challenge. But even with that LSU game, that gives us a chance to bust there if need be. But the biggest thing was just kind of the COVID exception on everything we were looking at. I do like the schedule. I do not like playing friends. And Coach Sampson at Houston, I don't have a better friend in basketball. Those are games that I don't go out and actively schedule. But just the fact that it's two of the best teams in college basketball and we could meet at a neutral location, it was just the right thing to do for the game and our players, even though I'm not looking forward to that game because I have a lot of respect for Coach Sampson.
Last one for me, because I know other people have questions, but I guess from your perspective, how have you seen Terrence grow in terms of his overall game? I know one thing he had talked about was working on his defense and his three-point shot. What have you seen him do to kind of ensure that he has been able to make that next step?
Yeah, I think TJ's growth's come in a lot of ways. First of all, just physically, another all-season, another year in that weight room with John Riley. He's transformed his body. He looks different when he takes the floor on the 25th than he did when we took the floor last home game. Mentally, he's continued to grow, studying the game with basketball IQ and just getting tougher and more experienced. We threw him in the fire last year as a freshman, him and Kev and those guys that got to play early. So I think he's matured physically, he's matured, mentally. It's still a work in progress. I think consistency is something that he's focused on. And you can tell he's trying to have back-to-back good possessions, back-to-back good drills, back-to-back good practices. And ultimately, the measuring stick will be, can he put back-to-back games together, back-to-back weeks together. Then lastly, with his basketball game, the skill, he's a dribble, pass, shoot guy. I think the ball handling's gotten better, the shooting's gotten better, the passing's gotten better, and then we've really pushed him and challenged him defensively to be a game changer on that end of the floor too.
David?
Hey, Coach, I know you obviously knew that Mac was going to get that eligibility since everybody's getting their eligibility this year. But now that it's been announced and it's official, I know you've talked about this some already, but what can he add to this team now that he's set in stone, ready to play this season?
Well, simply stated, he's here to be one of our best players. He's here to be one of the best players in college basketball. He accomplished a lot at Georgetown. I think the next step for Mac is to take that next step, not only with his game individually, but also being able to impact a team's winning. And so I don't want to speak for Mac, but those are things that him and I are both completely on the same page with, is his individual role in this team, and then also him impacting the team, so the team's a winning team under his watch.
Is there anything in particular, you mentioned Terrence getting better on defense. Is there one specific thing you guys have been working on with Mac going into the season?
All sorts of things. When you're as talented as Mac is, and our other best player type guys, it's always a challenge just to keep working on your game. It's a great thing about basketball. You're looking for perfection. you know you're never going to quite get there, but you just keep chasing it and chasing it and chasing it. So, you know, with Mac, one thing we've talked about is just consistency, whether it's his defensive effort, whether it's his decision-making, whether it's his percentages that he shoots the ball, whether it's his statistics, assist to turnover, just the consistency. It's proven that he can play at the highest level. Now the next step is, can he be consistent?
Joe, you have anything?
Yeah, Coach, could you give us an update on the Womble, and when that's gonna be open for business?
Yeah, I can't give you a specific update on that. Pretty much now I'm, laser focused on the season at hand. We've got 14 more practices before we take the floor against one of the best coach teams in the country. Our first opponent, Coach is the all-time winningest coach in the state of Louisiana. Think about that one for a minute. He always says great teams and great strategy, so we really challenged ourselves opening night, especially in a year where you get no exhibition game and no scrimmage to play against one of the best coach teams in college basketball. So that's where my focus is. I'm appreciative of the Womble facility. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm not spending a second of any day, worrying about that. When they tell us we can move across the street, we will.
Nathan?
Usually you guys have all of Big 12 play starting in January, but now you got a couple of those games in December. Does that change anything when you got those big conference games in December, kind of caught in the middle of your non-conference schedule like that, or do you just kind of have to play it by ear?
Both. I mean, it definitely changes things. This season, guys, this will be unlike any college basketball season ever. We have a worldwide epidemic going on. We've got the uncertainties. We've got expect the unexpected. So this is just one of many things, the idea of playing 2 Big 12 games before Christmas. So absolutely it changes things. Our strategy is going to continue to be, daily driven, the process of getting better each day, not looking too far ahead and definitely not looking behind. But yes, it'll definitely change things.